Friends, good evening. Give me time this evening to talk about you, you, and you. About the farmer who tills a land that is not his own. About Nene, the child who is selling sampaguita instead of going to school. About Juan de la Cruz, who thinks that his vote does not matter. Let me talk about us as the citizens who make this nation. Close your eyes. Take a moment to imagine. Imagine what your ideal life would look like 10 years from today. Many of us would have probably imagined all the riches the world has to offer us. A beautiful home, a nice car, a loving family. There is nothing wrong with this picture per se. However, the typical picture of an ideal life explains the large disparity of wealth in this country. We did not imagine a home, a car, a family for everyone else. We dream only for ourselves. The first problem I see is that we are selfish. We have taught each other how to make excuses. We choose to believe that some things are okay because other people get away with those things, or because nobody will notice them. We fear being labeled as hypocrites, so we turn a blind eye to the wrongdoings that we also commit. In doing so, we allow these wrongdoings to continue. We fail to realize how much our actions shape the people around us. The second problem I see is that we are negligent. Here is a clearer image of the most devastating consequence of these two problems. Almost every day, millions of Filipinos living in the capital of this country see children begging on the streets and families sleeping on pavements. There are 2,040,000 Google image results for quote-unquote poverty in the Philippines. 2 million photographs of our own countrymen being deprived of the most basic rights: food, shelter, clothing, dignity, open for the entire world to see. These two problems of selfishness and negligence have helped bring about the social inequality that so many detest, but very few care enough about. Where do we go from here? When I become president of the Philippines, I would launch 3 major programs to cure our selfishness and our negligence. First, I will simply implement the law. I want us to feel accountable for our actions. In our country, it is as if following the law were a mere option. A no jaywalking sign means that nobody is allowed to cross. But many of us still do so. A yellow light on a stoplight is a warning to slow down. Many of us interpret it as go faster. If we allow simple rules to be broken, then we cannot expect to uphold the highest laws of the land. Second, I will reform the educational system by making all levels of education free of charge, to recognize the importance of educating the youth. Every child has the right to learn, And this right must not be dictated by a child's socio-economic status. The educational system will also prioritize national consciousness and patriotism. We must learn to love our country. Third, I will promote community building. Our barangays and schools must become safe environments where we may learn to work for each other's well-being through community projects and livelihood programs. It would feel really, really good to be able to walk down an alley without having to look over our shoulder. An atmosphere of safety and trust begins when we start building the community. The very first thing that we must realize as individuals is that we must change, no matter how difficult it may be. The hope of our nation does not lie only in the government. It lies in you, it lies in me. The hope of our nation rests on all our shoulders. You can forget all about whatever I want to achieve as president, as long as you remember two words: integrity and selflessness. By keeping these two words in our hearts, instead of just in our minds, we will be a step closer to giving every Filipino child a dream and every Filipino family a home. Now, close your eyes. Take another moment to imagine an ideal life. What is it that you see? Thank you very much.